and Samurai Madness. And I'm not alone for this game because I'm with Starfry. How are you doing?
I'm doing alright. You might have seen me a little bit earlier doing Battlefront. No, I want to commentate the Whirlwind Magician. So it's my new to cosplay stuff, and I thought this game was really cute and looked really fun. So
It is so much. So we are going to be jumping into the game. The game is very short because it has been designed a bit with speedrun in mind. So of course we have some speed text in there. But if you like shoot platformers with pixel art, you are in the right place. Okay, so timer starts when I press new game in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
yippee!
And straight up we are going to skip the cutscene that just explained to us what we are doing. So what is the Whirlwind Magician story? We are playing as Viola, which is a little girl that her parent told her, you should absolutely not go in the forest while we are doing groceries. So she obviously goes into the forest because she wants to be a magician. And she's going to meet a talking hat that she can toss around. And that's exactly what we're going to do after I mess up the first jump. So we have this talking hat that's with us. And luckily for us, because the house in which it was close behind us, we got stuck, but this super wonderful talking flying magician hat can destroy walls. So if you have a hat like this at home, be careful where you drop it. But yeah, the full idea is just that Viola is now in the forest, magic forest, and we're gonna stop calling it the talking hat right here because Viola just say, hey, you cannot be called a talking hat, you're just I'm gonna call you Gibson. So now this hat is Gibson. Which is a pretty funny name to me because it's one of those grumpy names in my mind of people that don't want to do little things. If you are a Gibson out there, I love you very much. But this is what our Gibson is. He's grumpy, he's old, he does not want to go on a walk into the forest. And here I'm going to try a small tech, which is to just bounce above this enemy, but it did not let me go through.
Aww.
That can happen, it's fine. But unfortunately, so we are lost in the forest now because the door behind us where we came from closed, and so we decided to go a little bit around, and we are going to find artifacts. And artifacts are upgrades for our good friend Gibson. This first artifact is the bracelet, and it allows us to teleport on Gibson. And now the game starts to be a little bit more challenging if you want to speedrun it, because we obviously have a couple more strategies to go through things, and we are also meeting the first doors. So those doors are the green one and the purple one. So the purple one Viola can go through, and the green one only Gibson can go through. So you have to kind of alternate, and of course we are doing the 100%, so you will see me collect a lot of plants. But this is a place that I use a pretty cool tech, that is when Gibson is coming back to us, he can go through walls. And this is the only yeah, this is the only way to get here, and this is something that you learn very much in the late game. Normally you're supposed to come here and be like, huh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But why are we coming here so early? Because it has the speedrun upgrade, which is the slingshot, which allows us to keep our momentum when we dash on Gibson. And of course,
it's really cool this game allows that.
Yeah, it's going to allow us to do some very cool things. And here there's a little gauntlet, but we don't care. And of course, we can launch ourselves above the map. So we are going to do this quite a lot. Yeah, I might not... Ooh, saved it.
That's recovery.
The trouble is that enemies are very nasty. They bump into you. They stop you from going where you want to go. A place that I don't like. I'm gonna try to do the safe yet. I'm doing the safe route here because those platforms are very tiny, and I don't want to fall because I need to grab a plant right here. All right, but we are right now in the eastern forest, and the game is already starting to pick up some steam, at least for the speedrun part. And we're going to do another skip here that is pretty tight because I need to launch pretty high because there's a tree right there that stops us if we are not high enough. But we did all this to go at the top of the eastern forest. where we learn first how many times we hit the spikes and the enemies, because Gibson is going to tell us that. And he has the true stats, so the first time you play the game and he's like, oh no, you did fine, you only fail like 27 times. And Viola is like, great, thank you for the support. But he's also going to tell us that he can't see our house from the top of this tall tree, which is what we were trying to do, find a house from on top of the forest. And so we're going to go to the western forest, or maybe it was the other way around, I can't remember, to see from an even taller tree. But there's also a little hint that maybe we cannot see the house because there's some magic at work, and that's a deep mystery. Ooh. But anyway, we are still moving pretty fast. We have some pretty fast slingshots around here because there's straight lines and I love them. This is one of the reasons why the game can be so fast, because once you get the slingshot, and the slingshot is at the very beginning of the game on purpose from the devs, you can start doing pretty crazy things. I think I messed it up. And that's one of the fun things with this game. Oh.
Ooh.
I was a bit short.
Third try. First try.
Yeah, the thing is that you want to stop your slingshot a bit early, so you don't go all the way to the top of your strengths. And here we have a pretty cool skip. So this is supposed to be... it was supposed to be much harder than this. The trunks were very long, and we had to do some crazy double slingshots to go through it, but the dev were like, that's not what we want the game to be, because we still want the game to be very accessible to anyone. Speedruns is just for the funsy, but you had to use speedrun strats in order to complete the 100%, and they did not like that, so they changed it. And I'm pretty fine with this. There's a lot of people that said, well, that's too bad, it cuts some challenge of the game, but come on, this is not a game you play for the challenge. You play it because it's cute, and it's a very cool platformer. Here we are going to use some invisibility tram. It's so fast, I can't talk about it. I hope you're having fun, at least.
It is a very fun run. This also looks, I remember this being really like a scary section.
Yeah, it's not very scary, but the problem is that those enemy are, they can stop you pretty fast, and they appear kind of out of nowhere. Oh, missed it, that's fine. But we got at the top of the western forest, that's great, but oh no, we can't see our house again, there's this weird fog in the way. And Gibson is breaking it to us because it had those discussion as an inner monologue before, and he was like, well, it's pretty sure now that the fog is a magical fog, and we got to go back to the temple where you get the bracelets, because we might have done something wrong, we don't know. But before that, we're gonna grab my favorite upgrade of the game, which is the Omni Gibson. It sounds very ominous, but it's just that we can now move Gibson in every direction when we stop moving and use the right click. That's it. But we can do some pretty crazy thing with this, because remember, Gibson does not have an hitbox when he's going back to us, so we can release Gibson and get the control back to him so that he can just go through some vines. Normally those vines are stopping completely Gibson, and they're shooting him back to us, but we can pretty much cheat a little bit around. And here is the place where you're supposed to learn that Gibson is intangible when he's coming back to you. You cannot grab this fruit without knowing that. And this is the place where you say, oh, so that's how you get to the slingshot upgrade. That's how you pass through this. But we are going to the temple back, so if you wanted to say something, Lucky, we have a couple seconds here when I backtrack.
Thanks so much, Sakiri. So I just want to tell you all about the incentive we have right now. And the incentive is actually 3 incentives, because there are 3 different characters you can name in Beastie Ball. And those characters would be Frufolks, Kitschik, and Sprecko. So if you want to name those, please get your donations in, ! Donate in the chat. That will take you to the donation page, and that is going to be closing before Beastie Ball starts.
Great. So thank you very much for this. Yeah, donate for this because this is an amazing run, and I want to have some borrowers in there. But this is temple. We reach some. So this is a place where you're supposed to have all those power up coming together, and you're supposed to try your best to. I'm gonna try to skip this one. No, I missed it. So now you're supposed to have all those mazes that are pretty tough, and also those crumbling platforms. And the crumbling platforms forces you to do those maze sections pretty fast. I'm gonna have to do backup. That might not make it. Yeah, that's fine. Because if you do not get back to a safe place before the platform crumbles under you, you lose 1 HP and you restart. I'm gonna do a pretty precise setup here. Okay, perfect. That was great. This is one of the quickest way to go through this place because there's a ton of thorns on both top and bottom of the room, and they are pretty nasty with us, so we prefer to have this kind of, I accept to a couple damage, but you can see there's a lot of enemies, there's a lot of things happening, and also those enemies are not very friendly with us, hence the name. But luckily for us, there's a lot of places where we can just slingshot our way to the top, straight up. I missed this one, so I might lose some HP. I'm gonna reset this room. I'm not happy with this. Okay, much easier.
Nice recovery.
Yeah, it's one of
Little
those
rough.
cool things that's if you mess up at some point, you better sometime restart what you were doing because the cycles and the places are pretty important, especially when you're doing speedruns because there's a lot of things happening in this game. But we are in the temple, and this is a place where you learn about the story a bit more because there's a story to the forest, which is that someone wanted to learn dream magic to capture all the people that do not do magic into a dream. And that's what they... Whoop, I messed up. That's what they tried, but they failed, so we are trying to walk on their path to try to understand why the fog that they prepared is still there. Whoop, that was a bit close.
Ooh.
That was a bit close. But to do this, we have to get a couple levers done, and here we are going to use something I used already a couple times in the run, which is pogo jumping. So, and I messed up. When you are shooting your Gibson under yourself, you do not lose height for the first couple ones. And that's very useful when you are attacking some platform doors. Here I'm not supposed to walk on the green thing, but it's much faster to just punch your way through. And now that we trigger the 2 levers, we can go to the final couple gauntlets of this place. And we're gonna skip them. Because we don't like them so much. So we're gonna use Omni Gibson and the power of an intangibility to just go through a lot of those places without having to do the actual puzzle. So the main idea of this whole place is to give you section that you are supposed to do with Omni Gibson and have you on crumbling platform to give you kind of a time pressure, small time pressure. But this is very slow because we have to go from platform to platform, we have to dodge the maze, and we don't like that. So I'm gonna go right here, cross these vines, which already cut like half of it, cross 2 vines again, and now I'm at the end of the level.
Nice.
This was discovered by the actual world record holder, that their name escapes me right now, I'm very sorry. Who, same as Starfire, discovered the game on one of my previous marathon submissions and was like, oh, that looks fine. Pick up the game 1 week before the marathon and just got world record in 1 week. Oh, got bullied by the wasp. That can happen. So yeah, that's sort of the ending of the game. We are getting close to the final boss. So if you have something to final call Lucky for anything that want to plug in, feel free. I'm gonna go grab some final collectibles.
Wow, this run is just flying by.
Yep.
And we only have one more run between this run and Beastie Ball. So if you want to name those characters, then you should get those donations in. Again, that's 3 characters, 3 different incentives. You can name Frufolks, you can name Kitschik, you can name Sprecko, you can name them all. Just get those donations in. It is all going to an incredible cause.
All right, we are at the final boss, finally. So, which is this big plant, because the dream magic comes from plants, and that's how the magician was supposed to put everyone to sleep, but the plant grew too big and just ate the magician. But we are a better magician. We are a youngling. So just so you know, in the story, at this point, Viola is terrified and scared. She's not like a very indestructible kid. She is very much like everyone, and that's one of those cool things in the game. They have those small dialogues that really help you get into the psyche of Gibson and Viola. And Gibson just promised her that if they get out of here unscathed, he will go to magic school with her, which I find is adorable. Because the tables have turned now. The old grumpy guy is just happy to give a hand to a girl stuck in the forest. But the boss is pretty simple. He's doing those patterns. There's actually 2 patterns for the bullets he shoot, and 2 patterns for the big obstacle that he's sending your way. The blade is the worst one because you're supposed to destroy it, and it's blocking Gibson movements. But once you've destroyed the 3 hearts of the plant, we are practically done. I'm gonna go right down here. Okay. And I'll just have 2 slingshots and we will be done with the run. So 1, 2, and time. Oop. A little bit early, but that's fine. Yeah, sorry to send it so fast, but I really love this game. This is a pretty good time, 15:42. So we get the final 100% picture at the end, which is Viola many years later become a witch student with Gibson, who got a bow tie, and I love it.
Great.
It's one of those tiny little tiny little gems that popped out of Steam, and I really appreciate what Samurai Madness and the team behind the game, which is just 2 persons, have done, because it's lovely. It's lovely. It's pretty fun to play. It's pretty fun to speedrun, and I hope you enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Starfire?
Oh, I enjoyed this game. I'm definitely gonna play it soon because it's a very cute game. It's just with a lot of fun tech that they just designed for. It's just fun. Looks really fun. I want to play it.
This was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, thank you.
Before I let you go,
Okay.
we got a $25 donation from the Mage of Midoro Swamp, who says, "Sorcery!"
Magic!
And on that note, yeah. Security, do you have any shoutouts you'd like to make?
I already shout out the devs a lot, but I want to make it a bit broader. I want to make a big shout out to everyone that's still deving games in this day and age. We know it's not an easy job anymore. It's more than a dream job. It's more than a passion job. It can be very tiring. I see you. That's exactly what I do. I just dive into Steam, trying my best to see this. I want to also give a big shout out to Lucky, our host, of course, which is the 2nd time hosting me. I'm very happy about this. And Starfry that jumped on this game and gave the best reaction that could have been, which is basically, yeah, it looks cute. It looks like I want to play it, and I'm going to play it, and that's the best gift you can do. Also, massive shout out to Prevent-A-Thon and to Little Warriors. The future is in the hand of the kids, and we definitely need to protect them. So, without much more, if Starfire has some shout out to do too, or if I'm done. I'm done with this.
I've done all my shout outs, but thank you for having me and showcasing this game, and for this is my last time on Prevent-A-Thon. Thank you for helping the charity and just showing this really cute game.
Thank you both so much for being here. This has been a blast. we are going to get set up for our next run. And while we're doing so, we're going to take a quick break, grab some water, and like race back here because the next game is Diddy Kong Racing.